Welcome to the session, officially. 20 minutes late. Go team. It's going to be on risk and money management. So, risk management and money management. Gone over risk management with some of you before, and money management is not new to some of you, but it will be completely new to some people, as will risk management. But it will be something which I didn't exactly give you any detailed plans or advice because I'm not someone, I don't believe in giving a blanket plan for everyone. But I've made up a scenario and I've applied four different plans to said scenario, depending on what you want to get out of the scenario. And then also I'm going to go through some risk management stuff, a bit about that. You can all hear me now. That was, great setup. And what is risk? Okay, let's just get into it. What is risk management? Risk management is essentially just protecting your capital. Is making sure your money is safe and you're not risking too much money at once. It's just ensuring that all the trades you have open at a given time aren't risking too much money to cause you any serious harm. It is managing your risk. Managing how much you have open on a certain amount of trades or how many trades you have open at a given time. You don't want 3,000 trades each, with, a tenth of a cent. I'm sorry, I'm tired. Okay, let's give an easy example. You don't want 10 trades open each with 7% of your balance staked on them. You don't want to risk 70% of your balance at once. You really don't want that. And also, you don't really want to risk, one trade with 50% of your balance. Not worth it. Manage the risk. Um, and it's the deciding factor whether you trade or not. Now, what do you mean? Yeah, that can mean a lot of things, but sometimes you've got a trade where you're not feeling confident. Sometimes you're not sure how you feel about a trade. It could be something that's really hard to hit, or it could be just a little bit iffy. You're not too sure. And, using risk management techniques, you can decide whether this trade is too unstable or just something you're not really feeling and decide to not trade it. Or it could be it's a bit volatile, but that volatility is a good sign. It's a sign of strength and movement, so you're going to go for it anyway. And there are lots of definitions of risk management. Essentially, protect your capital. That is the best definition of it. You're protecting your money and the money you've invested and trying to grow it at the same time. Any questions on that? If so, just if you have any questions, just drop them in as we're going through it. So risk management has a lot to it, but one thing that people often talk about but not really know anything about is trading psychology. Now, when you're trading, there's a lot of psychological factors that can affect you. And how you think logically and emotionally can change quite drastically because your logic can change depending on how you feel. So the two are tied together quite tightly, but at the same time they can be independent of each other. You could feel positive, you could just feel really good, so you're willing to risk more money. You could feel really bad, so you're willing to risk more money. Or, the opposite for both could be true as well. At the same time, you could be thinking this trade is really risky and therefore could potentially yield more profit. So it can work on that side of the thing as well. But what key factors are there that people are aware of and aren't? Greed. Greed is the biggest thing. Human nature tends, most humans will tend in nature to be greedy. They're selfish creatures. That's the way we are. And in the event where we can make, £1,000 nice and easy, we're going to try and snatch it up. And that can really, you don't really think of the risk. I mean, a lot of first time traders will lose money because they don't think of the risk to their capital. They just think of the money they can gain from risking it. So greed plays a massive part in traders who are losing all the time. So really, greed is something you need to think about. You need to think, is it worth it? Try and set target. I mean, I'm going to target this very shortly, but try and keep that in check. Try and make sure you aren't being greedy at any point because greed is probably the most likely thing to ruin you. Fear. Fear can affect you in a massive range of ways. I mean, it's affected me in the past, but you learn to essentially trade without fear eventually. You'll just disappear. It won't be a thing. How can it affect you? Well, if you get scared, you could be panicking and you could decide it's worth suddenly risking loads more money to try and win all the money you've just lost back. You've lost 10% of your account balance, you're going to risk 30% to get it back and then still profit. That's stupid. What if you lose that trade? You're now 40% down. Instead of just 10% disappearing, you've lost 40% of your balance in a day. That's not maintainable. That's really not maintainable. So it's not something you want. At the same time, fear can completely scare you off of trading. This happened to me in the past, and I've learned to deal with this. And I mean, I'm going to go on to in a minute about what I've done, and I mean, how I deal with emotions and stuff. But fear can affect you in a way that when you lose a set, you could be on a roll for a few weeks and then suddenly you hit a losing streak. You completely get scared of trading. You're scared whenever you go back to it, you're just going to lose more money. You're scared that you can't actually do anything with your money. You're scared you place a trade, you lose. You're scared you place a trade, you're going to lose it. You're scared of winning at the same time as well because you're scared to get comfortable in a winning cycle. You get scared out of trading and you just go back to life without trading. Now, I'm not saying, trading is God's gift or anything, but it's something that really can help you out in a variety of ways. I mean, it can help you think logically, and it can help you make a bit of money on the side or full time, in a little bit of a more comfortable way. And emotion overall, emotional trader is a bad trader. Emotions do not play any factor when trading, but they do. That's it's human nature. Really, I don't think I can think of any trader I know personally who actually has no emotional attachment to their money. I mean, sure you can minimize it, but when something really big happens, one way or the other, it will have an emotional impact. And the best traders I know are the ones who, when they get this big emotional, you know, wave, they just stop. And that's what I do. Whenever I get hit, I'm just checking that. Okay, yeah, there's more. There's more on psychology on 2 links I've given you. But I know in the past when I've had any of these things, I've stopped for like a week or a month or however long. I've been on, a trading. I've been a much more casual trader for the past few months, and I've only been literally trading a couple of days this year, um, because it's not. I'm not someone. I'm not in the state of mind yet. I'm not yet in the state of mind to be a full-time trader. It's also not what I want, so that's a big factor. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I wanted to do it, I'd easily be able to do it, but that's not for me. It's not what I want to do. Um, but when you get these times where you have it's essentially emotional chaos, you need to step back. That's what you need to do. That's how you keep yourself safe. That's how you protect your capital. Not going deeper. You need to stop. Not step back, but just completely stop for a while, a week, a day, however long, but just stop for a while. Take your mind away from it. Go and do something else. Because trading should be fun. It should be enjoyable. It shouldn't be a chore. It shouldn't be a boring 9 to 5 job or anything like that. It should be something you enjoy doing. And if you're not enjoying it, you need to just take a break. You just need to stop, breathe, find something else to do. Go play football, go cook something, tidy up, anything. There's always something to be done. And the reality is, trading isn't always the thing to be done. Keep your emotions in check. Just take it slow. Don't rush anything. And there's 2 links, and I can link you to them after as well, for more on it. So, greed. The fact is, a lot of people have an inherent nature for greed. Few don't, and even fewer overcome it. That's a harsh truth. Overcoming that true nature of greed is something that very few will do, because I see traders who ruin themselves jumping from being on £1,000 a day, which they were happy with, but one day deciding they're not, they want to be on £5,000 a day, ruining themselves in that process of jumping from one to the other, because they start applying too much pressure and they get too emotional, and bang, the greed was the cause of it. Greed was the root cause of it, and it caused everything they were working hard to achieve to collapse. So how do you combat it? You need to set a target. Target. Plan. Don't just go in and say, I want to trade today for, like, I don't know, maybe half an hour. I don't know, maybe make £200. I don't know, maybe. That doubt, you can't have that doubt. You need to have an idea. You want to make £100 today? Good. £100 is what you're going to make today. You do your trade, you made £100, you stop. No more. You're a little bit over, cool, whatever. If you're feeling like you want to have some fun, you made up £5 extra, start doing an accumulator. Start a £5 trade. £5 now £9, £9. £9 is now £16, and you just you can do that as a bit of fun, because when you lose at the end of the day, you didn't lose anything. You've hit that target already. If you want to have fun, do it after with the extras on top of the profit. Have a target, stick to it. If you don't make it, that's not a problem, but don't go beyond it. Have a target and stick to it. £100 is your limit for the day. Anything over it, you can do whatever you want with. Go buy some sweets. Well done, you. Or, have a bit of fun. Up to you. And yeah, like I said, stop at that. Set a target, stick to it. Don't break it ever. Never, ever, ever. Because the first time you do it, it'll become a lot easier to do it the next time and the time after and the time after. And eventually, you're back up to square one. You're the beginner trader again, and you're just losing every day. Don't want that. 2 losses means more will follow. It's unlikely you can reverse it. If your first 2 trades of a day are both losses, stop. Call it quits. There's no need. There's no need to risk any more money. There's no need to go out and risk more of your capital. Two trades is more than enough to lose in a day. You don't need to risk more. You don't really in this. If you are doing two trades, you lose, and you decide you want to trade. It's an emotional decision. Therefore, it's a bad decision. You're not trading on emotions. You're trading on logic and perhaps a bit of instinct, not emotion. You shouldn't say I've lost two trades, but I'm sure I can win the next one and make that money back and feel good about it, because really that's an emotional trade. You're going to try and force something. When you force it, it doesn't fit. You can't force things, so you just lose a third trade, and you're now in the bad trading cycle again. And if you can stop after that trade, I will applaud you. But I don't think many people stop after losing that third trade. Second trade is when you stop. The second losing trade is when you stop. You hit that third losing trade, I'm pretty sure you'll carry on for a while longer. Fear. Fear clouds your judgment. When you're scared, you're not going to be able to think properly. Um, you're going to sit there and you're going to think, oh, what if my analysis is wrong? But what if it's actually right? And it's I mean, I'm not going to say it, but essentially it's a constant cycle of, am I wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I right? And it goes on and on and on. And eventually, at some point, you'll make a snap decision to place a trade. Now, by this time, the time to make that trade has gone. So your analysis is now invalid. Congratulations, you've just gambled on the markets. Stupid, stupid decision. Don't. Take your time. Fear clouds your judgment. So if you're scared, stop trading, go do something else. You're not trading for the rest of the day. That day you're done. Maybe the week, I don't know. You'll find that out yourself. And I do recommend you demo everything you do. If you've got a strategy, demo it. If you've got an idea, demo it. Don't just go in with live cash. Unless you've got money unless you're actually able to burn money physically. If you could get a wad of 50s and burn it, great. By all means, just trade with real money and lose it. If you can't, well, don't waste money. Demo it. It doesn't hurt at all. So fear clouds your judgment. You demo it, and when you're scared, you demo it, and you can see if your analysis was right or not. You could just switch from your live account to your demo account to see if that analysis was right, and you probably find out you were wrong. Your judgment was completely clouded. Like I said, it leads you to doubt analysis. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I right? It's just a constant cycle. I'm not going to go completely into it, but it will lead you to doubt yourself, and it will really dent your confidence, because you wouldn't consider it as a reason to look your analysis would be wrong, because a lot of people think, they wouldn't even think of being emotional as a thing. They just think that, their analysis says this is a trade, but they're scared to not hit their target, or they're scared they're going to lose another trade. So your judgment's clouded, and then you lose the trade, and then your confidence gets dented. That fear is then taking root. At that point is when you can be scared away from trading. When you think, am I actually able to do this? Am I actually capable of changing my life, or just making this little bit of extra money to get whatever I want to get? It will make you think, really sit there and think, can you do it? And you've got to say to yourself, yes, yes, I can. And it will happen to everyone at some point. You've got to have the strength to say, I can do it. I just need to take a break. Simple as that. It will cause false losses. What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you what that means. False losses are where you look at your analysis and suddenly you get scared, so you decide not to trade. It would have been a win, but it's now essentially a loss because you didn't place the trade. You've lost a trade that won. And this will happen. This will happen a lot. You will miss a lot of trades you can make. And sometimes, I'm not saying, you should take every trade you think you see. You should only take the ones you know will win. The trade is won before you place it. But we'll get to that in the future. We won't go into that now, but you'll make some trade. You won't make some trades because you're scared. And then you're just losing, even though you've done nothing. You're essentially making more and more losses. Instead of making that 15% profit, or that 20% profit, or that 5% profit, however much it is every day, you're not making it because you decided not to trade. This video is being made for the U-Trade group. Check us out on WhatsApp and Twitter. So let's go on to emotion. So this can encourage or discourage you, and it can boost and dent confidence at the same time. Now, I've got both of them up pretty quickly because essentially they're the same thing. So feeling happy can really encourage you. It can make you think, oh, I can, carry on all day and win all these trades. That's stupid. No, you can't. No one can do that. And that's a boost to your confidence. You don't need that confidence. You've made your trade, you've made your profit. Stop. You're done. No need to risk money. No need to lose more money. Um, so it boosts that confidence at the wrong time. And then, the opposite is true as well. You're trading and you suddenly start to feel a bit down because you just lost a trade, and you see a trade, but you decide, oh, I'm just really not feeling confident. And if you stop, good. If you sit there and stare at the chart, it's a false loss. Um, really, any emotion is a bad thing. So you just need to stop whatever you're doing, go do something else. But you're sad, so you make a trade. You're not really too sure if it'll win, and it loses. Then your confidence has been dented. But if you're sitting there thinking at the start of the trade, oh, I really, really don't know if this is going to win, you shouldn't make it. There shouldn't be. You should be at least 80% certain this trade is going to win, at least, before you do anything. Emotion causes losses. It's simple. You're sad, so you start risking more money because you want to try and make more money. You lose more money. Great job. Awful decision. So how do you deal with it? One, know when to stop. Most important thing is know when to stop trading. Have a target and stick to it. Um, okay, I thought target might be the number two. No, but have a target and stick to it. And at the same time, know how much you're willing to lose in a day or on one trade before you close it. So binary traders, you're willing to lose 3 trades in a day, or you're willing to lose 2 trades in a day, or 1 trade a day. Know what that number is, and the moment you hit it, stop. Forex traders, you want to stop loss. You use stop losses. Don't let the trade go in miles into a loss before closing it. Um, just have a stop loss in place to minimize your risk, and have that at however much you're willing to lose on the trade. How much are you willing to lose on this trade? £5. There you go. £5. That's where your stop loss is. Forget. Oh yeah, sorry. Um, Forget finding a perfect trade. Now, what do I mean by that? Forget finding a trade that's going to make a massive, massive movement and continue going up forever. And for binary traders, 50 trades on it. There you go. Loads of profit. Forex traders, open it and leave it open forever. No, it doesn't work that way. You won't find a perfect trade because there's no such thing. The bubble bursts. So forget that idea. Go outside your comfort zone a bit. So, try and find new ways of trading, find new indicators, find new analysis techniques. Just try and find more out about the whole trading world and how to do it and how to interact with currencies, commodities, and all of them. Figure out how it all works a bit, understand it a bit better, and it'll be easier. Now, it won't be the easiest thing to get started on, but it will really help. Focus. Don't get distracted. When you're trading, try to stay focused on the activity at hand because, you're playing with your money. Different people are playing with different amounts, so the risk is different for every person as well, depending on the account size. But just focus on it. You know, find 10 minutes in a day just to focus. Maybe you don't make a trade in that time. Maybe you make 10 trades in that time. But the point is, focus on that for however long you're trading for. Just focus on it. Don't watch a film as well. Don't read something. Just focus on it. Just look at your charts. Maybe read a bit about what analysts are saying online. Um, just focus on this. Avoid the seesaw, emotional seesaw. Don't go up and don't go down. Just stay focused again on your emotional level as well. Try and stay calm. There's always more to learn. This applies to all of life as well. There's always something more to learn about everything. That you can always learn more, but with trading especially, no one knows everything. Do you think Warren Buffett knows everything? Of course not. He's always, and I think the fact he's willing to admit it, there's more to learn, shows why he does so well because he knows he's not the all seer, the omnipotent trader. He's not the omniscient trader. Sorry. Um, he doesn't know everything. No one does. There's always more to learn about trading. If the moment you say to yourself, "I know it all. I know all I need to know," you are going to start losing. Because the thing is, the market can change quite rapidly. I mean, the way the market behaves now um, versus about, I don't know, 9 months ago, 10 months ago, there's a notable difference um, in how I do my analysis now. I do, analyze a bit more cautiously, and I should think a lot more about before making a trade because I don't know, it behaves. I feel like it behaves differently. And if I just kept going the way I was, I would have literally no money now. I would have no money right now, and I'd be struggling. Um, Take a break. If you're ever feeling anything, take a break. Stop. Go and do something else. Have a cup of tea. Read something. Go outside. Anything. Just stop. Do something else. Um, If you're on a losing streak, stop for a period of time, like, at least a day, maybe a week, however long, but take a complete step back from it. If you're just saying, oh, um, I'm just not feeling that good right now, stop for 10 minutes. Just go away for 10 minutes and do something else. It shouldn't be a stressful thing. I mean, it should be fun. Have goals. Know what you want to achieve. You want to make 50 quid in a week, 200 quid a week, £5,000 in a day. Know what you want and figure out how to work towards it. Be prepared to see changes by that I mean profit. Don't get emotional over it. Be prepared to see 20 quid a day coming in one week and 30 quid a day coming in the next week. Be prepared to see these growths. And then perhaps the week after £100 a day, be prepared. That won't happen. But be prepared to see these changes, you know, and don't give up. If you give up, you can't get anywhere. Just keep going. I mean, it takes a bit of time, it takes a bit of effort, but anyone can do it. So work hard and you'll do it too. Journaling. So moving on now, how risk management, journaling. So record your and this essentially is the idea of recording your trades to improve for the future. So how do we do this? Well, record trades. Just literally write down everything about your trades you can. Record the entry and close of your trade. So record when you entered it and record what the close was, as well as what you're doing. Is it like your binary? Is it put? Is it call? Forex? Is it buy? Is it sell? What time frame chart we're using to analyze it as well. And record your analysis reasoning for it as well. There was a triple EMA cross, so I thought it's got to go up. There you go. That's your reasoning. Write it down, and take a photo of it maybe, so you know what you're doing, and record gut feelings. This is whenever I'm starting trading next Monday to Wednesday. That sometime that period I've been on break, like a proper long break for a while now. But I'm going to be going in. I'll be on every day on the charts every day again, and I will be journaling every single trade I make. And I recommend you guys do it too. Take photos and record gut feelings. So take a photo of it so you can actually see exactly what the chart was, and you can look back in the future. Ignore your analysis and do some analysis on it and say what you think was going to happen. Look at your analysis and see if it matches up. See if you've evolved since then. And also record gut feelings. I've got a gut feeling it's going up. And see what happens. If you are going purely on a gut feeling, demo it and still record it, because you may realize when you get a certain gut feeling at a certain time on a certain asset that it actually comes true. So you can make one or two trades on that every single day. Or double fade. I remember this now. That was a mistake. Risk management software. This is something you can get access to. I don't recommend it. And this essentially manages your risk for you. You essentially just say, "Oh, I've got a $1,000 Forex account." It will tell you, okay, this is how much you place per. This is how much you're going to place on each trade. This is where your stop losses will be. This is where will be where your take profits are. Essentially, it does everything you need to worry about for you. I don't recommend it at all. Really, there's no extra judgment behind it other than pure math, and sometimes that's not the best thing. Sometimes it won't really recognize that an asset is extremely volatile, and when the asset's extremely volatile, um, it may not be the best time to have a really wide stop loss and take profit. You may want them closer together, or a very close stop loss and a very, whatever, but it can't take that into account. So really, I don't recommend it. Um, so yeah, and practice on a demo account with this stuff. Like if you're using if you're going to use this software, get used to it with a demo account first. This video is being made for Utrade. Check us out on Twitter and give us a message on WhatsApp. Practice on a demo account, because if you practice with it first, you're more comfortable with it when you go live and you know what you're looking at more. It's not something completely new to you. There's not more money being potentially risked because of your actual just misunderstanding of the product you're using. So get used to it demoing. So what's next? Have a plan. The final point I'll give, other than the actual plans I've made, are plan. Create a plan. I'm going to show you some plans, but really they're like a big blanket. Really, you shouldn't use any of them because they're just a blanket. You should come up with your own plan. So plan a profit, and have an idea of how much you want to make every day or every trade or every week. Have an idea. Plan that profit. Write down the number and set that. Make it realistic. Don't make it, I've got a $200 account, so I want to make $5,000 a week. Really, is that going to happen anyway sensibly? No, you're going to have to risk all of your money on every trade for a while to be able to even maintain anything. And if you lose one trade, well, you're screwed. That's not, you're just risking everything all at once. So have a profit. I have an idea of how much you want to make on each trade or each day or each week. before you go into it. Come up with a number of trades you're willing to make. So, you want to make 10 trades a day, you want to make 3 trades a day, you want to make 5 trades a day. If you're trading binary, 3 trades a day is more than enough. Why? You can make 10% of your account balance every day. There's no need to be greedy. Three winning trades is 10% plus of your balance back to you as more. If I've got a $100 balance, I've made at least $10 that day on those 3 winning trades. That's great. You really don't need to get greedy. You can do another 3, sure, and you made 20%, but the odds of you losing go up a lot more. Stop losses, have a point where you stop loss. Binary trading, that means know when you want to stop trading. Know after 2 losses you stop. Know after 1 loss you stop. Have that number in mind. Forex is literally placing a stop loss. You guys who are doing Forex know about stop losses, so I'm not going to go into that now. If you've got any questions on them though, just drop me a message. And trading time periods, have an idea of what time when you're going to trade, like, at night between 9 and 11 a.m. I'm going to trade that day because there's loads of news or there's no news, and just have that in mind, plan that out. Don't just fluke it and just like, oh, I'm going to look at the charts and expect to make £1 million. No, you can't really, you should be able to just look at the charts and make a trade or two, but if you plan it out, it'll be a lot easier because you'll realize that you're a stronger trader in the morning when there's not much going on, or maybe in the afternoon when there's loads going on. You'll figure it out. It's all about finding who you are, how you like trading. There's loads of tools out there. Some of them I hate that you will love. Everyone's different. So find your own little bubble. And have a maximum profit for each week. I do, you could do month, you could, do it however, but I say a maximum profit for every week is a good thing. So if you're going off daily profit and, one day you suddenly get a massive, 50% extra, 100% extra, you don't have to do that final day of the week. So you stop trading. No need to risk more money. If you've got a weekly profit of $100 and you made it by Wednesday, stop trading. Have 2 days off. Don't risk your profit. You've made the profit you need. Don't get greedy. Because then you're getting emotional. When you get emotional, you're more likely to lose, and you'll lose the money you made and then some more. Congratulations. Don't do it. Have a maximum. When you reach the maximum, stop. There you go. Done. So how can I plan to make money? This is now what we're going on. This is now going on to the money management bit. So you have to plan the risk management and your money management. Now, I've got 4 tables I've made 4 tables with growth, fast growth, and super fast growth. And then I've also got a regular profit thing with, not much growth at all, literally none, and a bit of both, in the best of both worlds, in my opinion, which is what I'd recommend for most people, because it's nice to actually get some money back from this and not just have, essentially £250 down the drain, or how much you put in there down the drain and for a month or whatever. So we're going to start with fast growth. So we'll go through it week by week. It's a 10-week period. I'm doing week by week. So you open your account with $100 in, and you have a daily target of $10. This is also This is also in a world where the trading is perfect, and you reach your daily target every day. That's not going to happen in the real world, sadly, guys. You're not going to hit your daily target every day. There will be days you lose. You will lose. There's nothing you can do about that, and that's fine. It's part of trading. There will be losses. That's fine. So, don't see this as the golden road to being a billionaire in a few weeks. That's not going to happen. This just shows the potential of it. This is binary trading. Every scenario I'm giving you is binary trading, because Forex is a lot different, and defending, I actually have to defend every single thing I'm doing, where I can literally just argue basic maths for this. So that, so we open an account with $100 in it, and you have a daily target of $10. So every day you want to make $10. Therefore, after the 5 trading days of the week, you've made $50. End of week 1, we're not going to make a withdrawal. Week 2, we open with $150, $15 a day, $75 profit in the week, and we don't withdraw again. Bear in mind, this is a style where we want to grow it. And essentially, for the first 4 weeks, there are no withdrawals. We don't make a single withdrawal for the first 4 weeks because we're trying to grow the account. End of week 5, in total, we're left with 700 and what? 756 pounds. I'm not doing the maths. 759.37. That's how much you're left with. And oh, I should have done that. I just realised 500 there. My bad. Silly me. I'm very tired. But yeah, you're left with a decent number now. We've grown it up to a decent size from $100 in 5 weeks now. That's when we take our first withdrawal. 259.37 to bring it down to a nice round number of $500 for the open of week 6. That's all you put in, and then an extra $159 just to your account, or pounds, or whatever currency you're trading in. There you go. So then we carry on, we keep going. The end of the next week, at the end of week 6, we've made $250. We don't withdraw anything yet. End of week 7, we've made. Oh, I changed it. My bad. At the end of week 7, you're left with $1,125. You've made $375 that week. You withdraw 125 of it, so you're left with $1,000. I did it slightly differently. I forgot to change it. My bad, guys. That's meant to say $500. That's meant to say 375. That's meant to say 750. That's meant to say 1,000. The end of week 6, you don't withdraw. End of week 7, we do though. We bring the number down to a nice small round number, $1,000. And we don't withdraw at the end of that week, so we got $1,500. And it just keeps going. And then it's up to you after that. But you've got a $100 account to a $3,000 close at the end of week 10. That's the account balance, and you've also managed to withdraw about 680, 670, 675, $675. So you've grown it 3,575 in total, really. So that's not bad. That's not that bad. Let's move on to the super fast growth. Super fast growth, this is the profit you want to make every week. No withdrawals at all. Final week you can withdraw it all, $5,919 being the closing balance. You open with $100, and if you hit the targets every week for 10 weeks, essentially 6K, in 10 weeks. Really, could you do that? Probably not. But if you actually did do this for 10 weeks and you made good trades every day, you get close. I'm sure you can get to at least $3,000 realistically. You use good risk management and took your time. But you got to understand this is for rapid growth, and we'll get to a couple of weeks down. We'll get to another chart in a minute, which I'll be more positive about. This is good if you really want to grow fast, but bear in mind, if you wipe out, you've lost all your money. So it's all about what that $100 to you is. But yeah, this is the daily. This is profit. This is the one. This is the chart I thought I'd make for those who are interested in making profit and not so much growth. I wanted to show what the extremes of both look like. Completely, really unrealistic, and also not really anything. You get what you give. You put in $100, you can get $50 a week. There's no growth. So you make your money every week, you take it out every week, and this could be the same. Essentially, it's just pocket money. You can use it as just pocket money. You want to go out. You want to go out for a proper night. You want to go out for a night out. There you go. This can pay for it every week. One night out every week. Let's get shit faced. But there's no growth. It's never going to get any bigger unless you put more of your money in. And after 2 weeks, it does pay itself off. But you got to keep it going then for a third week to make profit. Same thing with all the others, but this is can seem very slow. So let's go for my favorite one. What I would like to think is the slightly more realistic trading method. You open at $100 and you do your first week, and you withdraw $10 at the end of the week. So you're starting to pull out the money you've put in there already. You take your bit out, but not much, so it can still grow. But you're also minimizing your risk now by taking out the money you've actually put in there. Next week you make $70 and you take another $10 out. So $20 an hour out of your 100, $80 left in there, 20% cashed out, 80% still in there. Next week though, you end up making $100. You take half of that. You're now over halfway bailed out. So your account is now growing in size, and you're also starting to see potential profit. Week 4, you're in profit now. Week 4, you're now $20 in profit, and you've got a decently sized account, $325 left in there at the end of the week, and you've made profit. That's not too bad. The following week, you can withdraw. This is how I do it. You can do it differently. You can make it, slower, faster. But you can withdraw, pretty much $90 at the end of the week 5. And, you'd see it going up over time. But in 10 weeks, you've grown your account to a nice size. And at the end of it, you do end up with, a decent amount of profit. I mean, I'm looking at it and I don't really want to do the maths. But this is what I would recommend. Going for the not super fast growth, but not super slow profit. Something in the middle. something more maintainable, and something that won't really get you completely emotional. Because seeing those seeing those numbers, you'll get emotional because I mean that's rapid growth. Seeing 1 week 1,100 and 3 weeks later 5K 6K, kind of it will hit your head hard. I mean, unless you're quite happy to throw around 6K, it's gonna do something to you. And at that point, you need to cash it all out or be willing to lose it all. Um, but I'm sure you'll get to experience some of this stuff. But yeah, finally, I'll leave you with this: what I would recommend, which is doing it this way, casual trading, be a bit more relaxed. Um, but yeah, has anyone got any questions, and has this made sense for you all? You got any questions? I'll be happy to answer, and I'll do my best because it's essentially me for the evening. Go back to the start. Okay, that is the number to contact me on if you want to contact me for any questions. Whoops, my bad. Move it around a little bit. This was made for UTrade. Check us out on Twitter. Hey, UTrade UK. Feel free to just, drop us a message. That's my number if you want to contact me and ask me any questions. Moving around a little bit. No reason for that particularly. Move that up there now. All good. Any other questions for anyone? I'll be happy to answer anything. If not, we'll call it we'll call it there. Are we avoiding tomorrow NFP day? No, I'm probably going to hit the NFP. I'm thinking I might give it a look. I might whack some money in an account. Don't know how much. I'm thinking about it still. But it's been a while. I used to love the NFP, but everyone's getting a bit scared of it. But really, it's because everyone's really realised that all these so-called traders actually have no idea what they're doing. Really, the NFP is a great day if you know what you're doing. So it's about taking it and also having the confidence to take it. I mean, really, it's just these dodgy scammers have no clue what they're doing. Let's face it. Okay, I'll leave that still now. But these dodgy scammers have no idea what they're doing, and basically, we just if you can trade, you can trade the NFP. It's not hard. It's just trading it counter retail, not retail. Because a counter, if you do the retail trading event, if you trade it retail, you're screwed. It's not a retail event. Counter retail. You want to hit it counter retail, you get more pips. Definitely the better way to do it. But yeah, any other questions at all from anyone? What's the difference? If you don't remember, I'll go over it with you guys again. Counter retail and retail, but essentially, retail traders are going to get screwed over by the banks. Counter retail won't. And also many more pips in counter retail trading for forex. Binary retail is probably the best way to do it. But I'll go over it with you guys tomorrow because that's that's not so much for any beginners. It's more advanced things I'm not going to go over. Although it's simple, I don't really want to scare people off of anything yet. I think there are people who would get scared off. But yeah, any questions from anyone else at all? If not, I'll call it a night there. Okay, thank you very much.